Hi, it's Tim here from Pure Search Marketing. Now we're back here, we're doing the Hubstars project still, and we're at the stage now where we need to start looking at those target CPAs that we set right at the start and seeing if we can start to bring that target CPA down. So as you can see around my account now, all of my campaigns are out of learning, so the status is showing them all as legible. I've upped some of the budgets up to 100 a day. All of the other ones that I've set live are down at $50 a day at the moment. And if you look over there to the right, you can see I've added a column here called Search Lost IS Budget. Now, what that really shows us is whether I'm losing any clicks or impressions to my competitors based on the budgets that I've set, and you can see that it's at 0, so I've got plenty of traffic coming in. Looking across the columns, I've got a decent amount of impressions and clicks. My click-through rate is great at 7.46. My cost per conversion is high at $4.16, and that's what we're going to work on today. But my conversion rate is good at 22.12, and I'll continue to work on that. But what we're going to do now, therefore, is look at our cost per conversion and try and bring down that target CPA. So we're going to come across here to the ad groups, because remember, I set the target CPAs at an ad group level. And in here you can see I've already started amending my target CPA. I've brought them down to $3.30, and they've been there for a little while, and they're still running a little bit rich. So what I'm going to be doing now is, if you can remember the conversation that I had with Andy, which was we need to be getting to around $2 to $2.50 in terms of a target CPA. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can do this the way that I've done it, which is just keep reducing the target CPA incrementally so that we don't kick everything back into learning. Or we can just go straight to the $2.50 or even the $2 mark. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to now bring this down to $2.50. And hopefully that won't throw Google back into learning, but it will bring the target CPA down into the range that I really need it. So all I'm going to do is select all of these ad groups. So it's got 200 selected here. I'm going to select all 465, and then you just click on Edit, come down here to Change Bids, set New Bid, make changes to the target CPA, make sure that that setting is selected, and then come in here and put $2.50. Click Apply, and that's it. So all of those have now been changed to $2.50. Now what I want to do is come back to the campaigns view and see if it's kicked those campaigns back into learning. And that means basically that Google has been sending us traffic saying, okay, I'm going to send you traffic at the $3.30 for a conversion. Now, because I've changed that to $2.50, it might mean that Google has to go away and start trying to find other type of traffic in order to reach that target CPA of $2.50. So I'm just going to come into campaigns and refresh everything. And actually you can see that everything is still eligible. So we haven't kicked Google's learning out. Now what we're likely to see over the next few days is a drop in our traffic and a drop in our conversions. Now that's absolutely fine. That's just Google rejigging everything. So because we've changed our bids, we're in a different pecking order now with our competition, and Google's just got to work out where exactly we sit. So generally what you'll see is a dip in traffic, and then it will start to rise again after a few days. Now the other thing I want to do on this call is just adjust some of the target CPAs in some of the campaigns which are working really well. I might have cut those down a little bit too harshly by going down to $2.50, but it was important for this video to show you exactly how to do it. What I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to come across to columns, and I'm going to add a column here which shows the revenue that I've generated so far from each of these campaigns. So in order to do that, just to refresh your memory, you come into columns, modify columns, come across to conversions and add all conversion value and all conversion value over cost, which gives us a percentage, and click apply. And then I'm going to add last 30 days as the time frame. And now we can see in here we've got overall over the last 30 days I've got 25% return on investment, which actually is higher than 25% because this is in pounds and this is in dollars. So if we take that into account, that's actually a 32% return on investment last 30 days, which is pretty good. And it's pretty good considering that I'm paying over the odds for my cost per conversion at the moment, which we're trying to work on. So then if we come down here by campaigns, you can see some are working better than others. So what I'm going to do now is just look at those ad groups inside a campaign that's working well and just adjust those slightly so that we're not being too mean with our bids. So California, for example, has got a 44% return on investment, actually higher, actually 56% if you take into account that this is pounds rather than dollars. So let's go into California. So now we can see the ad groups, and you can see here the target CPAs that I just changed to $2.50. If we come across here, we've still got the all conversion value over cost showing here, and you can see that the meat ad group is working really well, 75% return on investment. Anime, 62% return on investment, and Nerd, 1.53. So on these ones, I know that I've undercooked the target CPA because I know over time I'm going to make decent money and return on investment on these. So, and looking across to here, my cost per conversion at the moment is $3.81, $3.78, and $2.48. So what I don't want to do is keep this at $2.50 because that's going to reduce the number of registrations that I'm getting through. So I'm going to increase this one up to the current cost per conversion. So I'm just going to put it slightly above at $3.82, and I know that I'm still making a good profit on that. And the anime one, I'm going to put that up to $3.81, and again I know that I'm going to make a good profit on that one. Now Nerd is coming in $2.48, and I've got the CPA set to 252. Now I'm going to give Google a little bit of leeway because it's profitable anyway. So I'm going to put 253 here, and probably Geek is already over 40% if you take into account dollars versus pounds, and that's coming in at quite a high cost per conversion, but I'm still going to just up that. So I'm just going to up that for $3.50 because I know, again, even at that price I'm going to make a profit, and hit save. So that's really it for this campaign, US California, when it comes to target CPAs. I'm just changing around those ad groups depending on the revenue that they're bringing through and where it looks like their profitability is going to end up, based on the advice that was given me to by Andy, which is to try and achieve a 40% return on investment over that first 30-day period. Now, at the same time, obviously, I'm going to continue working on my conversion rates, and I'm going to continue working on weeding out the search terms and putting those into negatives, all of that good stuff that we've already gone through. But it's important now to go through all of these campaigns and just change those target CPAs just as I've shown. But obviously, we've now got a backdrop of all of these other ones are now down at $2.50. We're not bidding now at the $4 or $4.20 mark. We've got a nice backdrop of $2.50. So what I'm going to do now is just going to quickly go through those leading campaigns, just like I've done with California, and do exactly the same process with those. Okay, that's that work done. I've gone through my campaigns and looked at each of the ad groups in each of those campaigns to see how they're doing, and adjusted the target CPA accordingly depending on how much revenue it's been bringing through so far. So what you see here as well is, on going through that process, I can see that a couple of the campaigns aren't really working as well as I'd like them to. So I've paused them for now. So you've got Georgia here, you've also got Arizona, you've got Alabama, and I think there was Delaware as well. Yeah, Delaware, which I've paused as well. So what I'm going to do is just leave those for about 7 days and wait and see if any sales come through. And then I can go back in and try and optimize those again and readjust the bids and try and get those campaigns working again. So that's it. That's how we go about changing the target CPAs. We do it at an ad group level because that just gives you more control over particular ad groups rather than just doing it at a campaign level. You've also seen through this process that some ad groups work better in some campaigns than they do in others. So it's better for you to be able to adjust those bids at an ad group level inside each of the campaigns. All right, so good luck with your target CPAs. Mine's going okay, but like I say, I need to get that target CPA down now over the next couple of weeks. All right, thanks very much for watching. I hope that's been useful, and I'll see you in the next video.